It's easy to think that once someone becomes a celebrity, they're set for life. The massive paychecks, luxury homes, and opulent lifestyles suggest a life free from financial worry. But for some famous stars, the story took a different turn. From bad investments to costly divorces and extravagant spending, several celebrities have found themselves broke after tasting extreme wealth. These well-known figures experienced fortune and fame, only to lose it all. Here's how they built their fortunes, the mistakes that led to their downfall, and where they are now. Let's start with Nicolas Cage. How did he make his fortune? Nicolas Cage rose to prominence in the 1980s with a series of cult hits and went on to become an A-list action star in movies like Face Off, Con Air, and National Treasure. At his peak, Cage was one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, earning up to $20 million per film. How did he lose it? Cage's legendary spending became his downfall. He splurged on everything from castles in Europe to a collection of rare and exotic pets, including a shark and a crocodile. Tax issues added to his woes, and by the late 2000s, Cage reportedly owed the IRS millions. Where is he now? Cage has returned to acting in independent films, choosing smaller, grittier roles that critics have praised. Recently, he's re-emerged as a bankable star and is carefully rebuilding his finances. Do you remember Toni Braxton? Toni Braxton is an iconic R&B singer known for hits like Unbreak My Heart and Breathe Again. With her sultry voice and soulful ballads, she became a chart-topping sensation in the 90s, earning millions and a place in music history. How did she make her wealth? Toni made her fortune with smash albums, hit singles, and sold-out tours. Her unique voice and unforgettable songs made her a household name in R&B, stacking up wealth from music royalties and major performances. How did she lose it? Unfortunately, her first recording contract didn't exactly make her a millionaire. She took home just $1,972 after paying off the label. Add in health issues, canceled Vegas shows, and poor financial management, and she ended up filing for bankruptcy twice, once in 1998 and again in 2010 after losing her $2.6 million home. Talk about a rough note to end on. Where is she now? Toni's back in the spotlight, balancing music, reality TV, Braxton family values, and business ventures. She's proven that even when life tries to break her, she'll always find a way to bounce back. Unbreakable indeed. And now to 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson, is a rapper, entrepreneur, and actor who rose to fame with his debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin'. With a name that literally screams success, he lived up to the hype with massive hits like Candy Shop and Inda Club. How did he make his wealth? 50 made his fortune through a combination of record sales, tours, and his entrepreneurial spirit. With over 30 million records sold, he made bank. He even bought Mike Tyson's mansion, because why not buy a fighter's old house when you're living large? How did he lose it? Unfortunately, even the richest need a little financial advice. After making a few questionable investments, 50 Cent's financial world came crashing down. In 2015, he filed for bankruptcy. But hey, he wasn't about to be out of the game. He called it a strategic move to protect his assets and restart. As he put it, business people will do that in a heartbeat before losing money. Kind of like a do-over button for your finances. Where is he now? 50 Cent's come back swinging. With an estimated net worth of $40 million, he's not just rapping but also producing hit TV shows, Power Anyone, and thriving in business. Looks like this candy shop mogul is all about that sweet comeback. Now to MC Hammer. How did he make his fortune? MC Hammer skyrocketed to fame in the late 1980s with his hit single You Can't Touch This. His albums sold millions, and he quickly amassed a fortune, reportedly around $70 million at his peak. How did he lose everything? Hammer's spending was extravagant, from a $30 million mansion with its own recording studio to hiring an entourage of 200 people. By 1996, he filed for bankruptcy, owing creditors over $13 million. Where he is now. Hammer has reinvented himself as a tech entrepreneur and often speaks at events about financial literacy, using his experiences as a lesson. And now to Mike Tyson. How did he make his fortune? Iron. Mike Tyson was once the most feared boxer in the world, earning over $400 million from his fights and endorsements. How did he lose it? Tyson's high-spending lifestyle, including lavish jewelry, exotic animals, and multiple mansions, combined with legal issues and divorces, drained his finances. He declared bankruptcy in 2003, reportedly $23 million in debt. And where he is now? Tyson has since built a cannabis empire with his company Tyson Ranch. He's also ventured into podcasting and acting, regaining financial stability. Let's switch now gears to Lindsay Lohan. How did she make her fortune? Lohan became a household name with hits like Mean Girls and Freaky Friday. As a young actress, she was one of Hollywood's highest-paid stars, pulling in millions. How did she lose it? Substance abuse issues, legal battles, and overspending contributed to her financial troubles. She was reportedly so strapped for cash that Oprah Winfrey had to pay her $2 million just to appear on a reality show documenting her recovery. Where is she now? Lohan has made a comeback in recent years, starring in indie films, launching a beach club in Greece, and making peace with her past. Now to Johnny Depp. How did he make his fortune? Depp's long and successful career with major roles in films like Pirates of the Caribbean and Edward Scissorhands made him one of Hollywood's biggest earners, reportedly worth over $600 million at his peak. How did he lose it? Depp's money woes stemmed from extravagant spending on luxury homes, yachts, and rare artifacts. Legal battles with his former management group exposed financial mismanagement, and he's currently in the middle of lawsuits to recover some of his money. Where he is now? Depp has been focusing on music and lower-budget films, re-establishing himself in Europe where his reputation remains strong. And now to Burt Reynolds. How did he make his fortune? Reynolds was one of the biggest box office stars in the 1970s and 80s with hits like Smokey and the Bandit and Deliverance. How did he lose it? Extravagant spending, 2 divorces, and poor investments led Reynolds into financial trouble. He filed for bankruptcy in the 1990s, reportedly over $10 million in debt. Where is he now? Reynolds passed away in 2018, but left a legacy as an iconic actor. In his final years, he worked in smaller films and sold memorabilia to stay afloat. Now to Kim Basinger. How did she make her fortune? Basinger was a top actress in the 80s and 90s, winning an Academy Award for LA Confidential. At her peak, she was one of Hollywood's top earners. How did she lose it? Basinger bought the small town of Brazelton, Georgia, for $20 million with hopes of turning it into a tourist attraction. The investment failed, and she lost millions, eventually declaring bankruptcy. Where she is now? Basinger continued to act in lower-profile roles and focused on advocacy work, particularly for animal rights. Now to Wesley Snipes. How did he make his fortune? Snipes was a major action star in the 90s with hits like Blade and Demolition Man. He was one of the few black actors who became a Hollywood A-lister. How did he lose it? Snipes' issues stemmed from unpaid taxes. In 2008, he was convicted for failing to file returns and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Where he is now? Since his release, Snipes has returned to acting and appeared in shows like The Expendables 3 and Coming to America, regaining his reputation. Next is Stephen Baldwin. How did he make his fortune? The younger Baldwin brother enjoyed fame in the 90s with films like The Usual Suspects. His career and income, however, slowed in the 2000s. How did he lose it? Baldwin filed for bankruptcy in 2009, citing millions in mortgage debt. He later faced additional legal troubles over unpaid taxes. Where he is now? Baldwin has focused on his faith, becoming a born-again Christian and working on Christian-themed projects, which has helped stabilize his financial situation. And now to Pamela Anderson. How did she make her fortune? Anderson became an icon with Baywatch and lucrative modeling gigs. She was a global sensation and had multiple endorsement deals. How did she lose it? Anderson faced financial troubles due to back taxes and overspending on multiple properties. By 2009, she reportedly owed $1.2 million in back taxes. Where is she now? Anderson has pivoted to activism, particularly in animal rights and environmental causes, finding purpose and stability in her philanthropic work. We can't forget to mention Michael Jackson. How did he make his fortune? Jackson, the king of pop, amassed a fortune through his music and lucrative deals, becoming one of the wealthiest entertainers ever. How did he lose it? Jackson's extravagant lifestyle, legal fees, and maintenance of his Neverland ranch drained his finances. At his death in 2009, he was reportedly $500 million in debt. While we lost MJ in 2009, his estate has since regained profitability, with posthumous releases and deals generating millions, restoring financial health to his legacy. These stars remind us that wealth, even in massive quantities, can be fleeting. Despite their losses, many of them have found ways to rebuild their lives, and in some cases, achieve new forms of success, proving that resilience can be the true measure of wealth.